today's video, I'm going to be doing some upgrades to the SCX 10.2 Deadbolt. Going to be putting a Spectrum Fusion system in it, get rid of that stock brush system that it came with. Also going to be changing out the steering servo, get some more power and speed. So let's get 10.2 Deadbolt on the bench. I already took the stock motor and ESC out of it. Figured there was no sense in showing a stock truck, you know. So took the brush motor out with the Spectrum ESC, which is not a bad system, but it was time to upgrade. So I had one of these Spectrum 2-in-1, 2300 kV Fusions that I wanted to swap in. So I already took it apart. I got the motor bolted up to the transmission. Still have the stock 13-tooth pinion gear. But that bolted right up, no issues. So now trying to put it into the truck, because the stock motor is a 540 size can, and the Fusion motors are a bit bigger, more like a 550 size. It hits, try to get that in the center. The motor hits the back of the battery tray, stopping it from going forward enough to get bolted up. So since I usually don't run, huge batteries in this anyways, I'm just going to cut what I need out of the corner of the battery tray, and we'll get this fitted in there. Transmission back in. That just had to take maybe about a 1/4 inch or so out of the corner of the battery tray. I actually cut a little bit extra than what I needed, but shouldn't affect anything. So that fits in there nice. It is, since it is a larger motor, it does kind of come close to the end of the bolt or the nut for that top link in the front. But it's just real, real close to it, and there doesn't seem to be any issues, with stuff hitting. So a little bit of trimming on the battery tray seems to fit in there nice. See if I can get a decent shot. Try to show the slow crawl. And that's with a 13-tooth pinion. Can go down to 12-tooth, get a little bit better slow crawl, but this is already a huge improvement over that stock brush system. Try to get in there, you can actually see the gears spinning. Easy install with the Spectrum Fusion motor. Bolts right up to the transmission, reusing the stock 13-tooth pinion gear that came on the Deadbolt. And all we had to modify was the corner of the battery tray, which is no problem unless you try to run huge batteries. Really don't need all that room in there anyway. But the Fusions has the power wire that goes to the battery, has your one wire that goes down to the receiver, and then this has, get that out of the way, this has your power button, which also has your port for the programmer. Then I'll get this just double-sided, taped, put that down on the skid where the old ESC used to mount. I did go through with the program card. Pretty much left everything, how it came factory programmed for now. I did turn up the VEC to 7.4 volts and changed the voltage cutoff to 3S. So I pretty much only run my crawlers on 3S. Other than that, it's like pretty much factory settings. But turn it up to 7.4, because next we're going to get this stock servo out of there, get something with a little more power. All right, here we still have the stock Spectrum steering servo, actually running on 7.4 volts right now. I'll try to keep the controller in the shot too. That's the stock running at 7.4. Let's get that switched out. All right, I decided to go with a Reef's Raw 500 servo, which has 500 ounces of torque at 7.4 volts, which the BEC on this motor will put out. It's set at 7.4 volts. And this is a relatively lightweight truck, so there should be plenty of power. So it's actually like 2.5 times more powerful than the stock servo. It looks like, gonna go with the V2 HD servo horn from Reef's. Looks like it should fit well, just like the stock one. So I won't show the whole process, but pretty much 4 bolts that hold in the servo. Unplug it from your receiver, and then the 1 bolt that goes down to the steering arm. All right, guys, we got the Raw 500 bolted in. On the 10.2s, the servo wire kind of runs behind this channel under the slider, so I just had to take the slider loose, try to get the wire routed the right way. It kind of tucks up in there nice. So now we got the Raw 500 in there, 7.4 volts. Quite a bit of difference there. All right, guys, well, there it is, all bundled up. Get everything tucked back into the receiver box. Wires all nice and bundled up. Raw 500, Spectrum fusion motor. So the only thing we got left is to run it. All right, guys, gonna give it just a quick run in here. I don't want to make the video too long. I'll probably do a separate run video, but nice slow crawl. And still got plenty of wheel speed, that 2300 kV motor. So let's see what we can do up the ramp. Those Amazon mudslingers do pretty well. Let's see if I can try to get it as slow as I can go. That's about it. Might have to go down a tooth on the pinion if we want a little slower, but that's a lot better control than before. Nice crawl. Plenty of steering power now. Alright guys, I'll have to do a separate run video, so let's wrap this one up. Really enjoyed today's video. Yeah, we didn't go into too much detail on swapping this out. It's pretty basic stuff at this point, but just kind of hit on the important parts. Like cutting the battery tray, which some people might not want to do, but I had no problem doing it on this. Included a little bit of run footage. Didn't want to make this video, too long or, dragged on, but yeah, everything's in together. I'll have to get it out sometime and get some actual run footage of this thing crawling. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.